Great. Welcome. As I shared before also, these meetings are a time that is offered in this directness of looking together. So use this time well. I don't have really anything to say to anybody on my own, unless you want to listen, unless you want to know, unless you want to look into it. So use this time well. Okay.
Namaste, Papa. Thank you for being here with us. I have a statement and not so much a question, but just some guidance continuing on from yesterday. Something which seemed very important. But first, just wanted to say thank you, not just for this season in Goa, but for the past 3 years since we met. A lot has happened and kind of nothing has happened as well in a funny way. So thank you very much for all your guidance and effort. It means so much. And yeah, just for the question, it was more yesterday what you were saying about that final letting go, because excuse me, there seems to be a letting go to a certain point, but there's still that total sort of nothing, no sort of final bit of umbilical, like a tether or something. I don't know how to describe it, but there's still something holding on, I think.
I understand, yes,
Yeah.
what you're saying. Like Very in short, I want to share something with you and like this with everybody, that like what is this non-dual view, let's say, or understanding of life. No? This non-dual view or understanding of life is that life is one, and I am one with life. Like this. Life is one. All the beings are one. One means never divided at any point of time, and I'm also not divided from them. They are also not divided from me. Like this is just whole thing. Like as also another version of the same experience is that everything is inside me, and I am in everything else. Everything, like a completion of both verification from both the ends, that everything is inside me, like this, and I am in everything also, like this. This non-dual view or experience of life generally seems to be the goal for the seekers of truth, for the true seekers of truth, you can say, because it is seen, it is understood that it brings joy, a love, natural love for all the beings. It's sort of a celebration. Until then, until this view or this experience of life is not reached, there is fear, kind of shrinking back, judgments, comparisons, sense of discomfort, and like this. So this is the goal, and the way to reach to this goal is, as in my way is this simple seeing or self-inquiry. You have chosen simple seeing for this, and it is working also very well. Now you can say the beginning of self-inquiry or simple seeing, and the growth that happens follows is kind of a satisfying in itself, rewarding in itself, and we continue like this. But as it becomes more subtle in a way, the doer becomes more subtle, doer of the practice, or kind of the most of the, you can say, doing energy falls away, then it becomes a bit of a confusing, like what to do and who will do it, like this. So this is what you are asking right now, like the most subtle part of it. Like there doesn't seem to be anything holding back, and yet there is a feeling that that I'm not quite there where I can be. Isn't it like this?
Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. The seeing is really deep and easy, and it's beautiful, and even what you mentioned the other day, the other night during dinner, just following that love, that feeling of love, like that resonated like so completely with me, and yeah, that just sort of made me wonder what what I was doing before, or why I was doing anything before. But yeah, it does come to that point of confusion, because you're no longer working so much from the mind aspect. So that little bit of doing that there still is, that disappears as well, and then there is that confusion, or there seems to be an idea of I still have to go somewhere else, and I think that's the biggest sort of problem, just that idea of, okay, I'm here now, and then there comes a feeling of, how do I stay here freely, which I can sort of sense that's the big sort of blockage, or a part of it. I'm not too sure exactly, but
Yes.
just need some clarity, I think, on that.
I mean, as I said, most of this journey of seer or seeing, let's say, is of seeing what you are not, like this. It is basically all of it is this, of seeing more and more, confirming that I can see this, and that which at one time was very intimate and part of myself falls away because it is seen. I can see it. So how it can be with me? It is now in front of me. Like this, the you can say layers of ego fall away in the real sense. Like they never actually join you back when you clearly see that they are in front of you. They start becoming more and more your function, activity, not like part of your entity. Part of entity is mostly again more and more and more and more the seer, which is unknown to you to itself right now. It is like layers upon layers are seen, and so the same rule applies here also. There is no need to have any new teaching. Same rule applies to this also. But it what need to change in you is attitude now. The attitude, because the attitude was I am the seer, I am seeing. Here in this point, what you are demanding now, like where you want to reach now, or you want to transcend this state where you are right now, there is a radical shift here. The radical shift is that even when you are here right now, you are pure seer, but still you are as something, like still there is subtle form of form basically, a constant. It's a constant subtle form of seer here, no? And the radical is beyond it. Like this subtle seer is being seen by something beyond it. This subtle seer is being reflected in a purer mirror than this. You know? And as you are right now experiencing this beyond this will end this illusion, because the beyondness is being introduced to itself. This expandedness, unknownness is being introduced to itself more and more, like this, in this immediacy of looking together, like this, or being together also. What remains does not need to be dissolved. It is fine. So the one who was bound becomes free by being non-existent, or by when it is not found. Like in this pure seeing, this one which was bound is not found. You know, simply not found. This is the case right now. There is nobody bound, nobody free. Effectively, there is nobody. So bound and free is redundant. We can leave it. There's just no one here. This is this is truth. And even when you have seen it for 1 second, it is going to have a great impact on your previous position, because this previous position is not something you are holding. It is something life is holding. So you will experience that again, that seer position, and then outer positions also, which are functions of body and mind. But now you know the truth, and you will enjoy it more and more like this. So there is really nothing you can do here. That's why you are asking, and answer is being given also. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. It's just that is radical, and even though it's been shown previously in small bursts, just that feeling of that knowing that, like you're saying, it's that switch is going to flick over permanently. I think that sort of brings up a little bit of rigidity, and like you're saying, when when you let go to a certain point, then the body and the mind sort of comes back in and says, like, "Oh, that's still a bit too much," or but it just needs to be seen like I. So thank you.
I mean, one thing I shared many years back, and I say it is this what I shared has biggest range of effectiveness possible. Like somebody who only lives a normal life, has nothing to do with meditation and self-discovery, can use it and will be benefited. And somebody like you also can be benefited by this. I tell you what I told you. It is a simple thing. Like for those who just want little bit of benefit, every morning, 15 minutes, just sit with yourself, close your eyes and see what's going on right now. Only this, nothing else. Nothing else means there is no goal of this practice. So you are never going to achieve anything. Or don't try to achieve anything out of it. But it brings more and more clarity without any additional effort at any end. Like you don't need to remove things, change things, correct things, but still things start changing, correcting, and being more harmonized like this. And for a state like yours, also it applies. Because even when we are in the state of pure seer, and this impulse is that I'm not quite there yet. All you need to do is see holistically what's going on right now. That the whole you become aware of the whole thing, the greater space or invisible, unknown, and formless seer, and this seer which is almost formless. You become aware of everything, the whole thing. That's all. That's all. Nothing additionally has to be done. Just what's going on right now. The focus which was present in the body level, mind level, has already become very soft and like panoramic. But it needs one more step first. More like this is what I'm calling letting go. It's a complete let go. Now you see only what is seen. And if you don't see, you don't see. This is complete let go and natural and effortless state of the affairs. It is isness. This is how things are. This everything is as it is. You know? And everything is allowed to be the way it is, including the seer and its desire to transcend. Let it continue working. It is allowed to continue working on itself. But there is a very subtle silence and rest achieved here already. The deeper being, you can say, you already start sensing rest. While at this level, some work will continue. It's fine. All is perfect now. Now, when you have achieved everything, this is the state where you have not achieved anything at all. The most subtle form of sense of achievement or desire to achieve has been dropped. Has been dropped. This is called letting go. The last desire has been given up out of clear seeing. You did not give it up. If you give up, you will survive. It has been dropped by itself like this. What remains is truth. It belongs to nobody. everything and everybody belongs to it, including the seer that you are. You are the seer and beyond, all the time, right now also. So it's nice. Enjoy. If you feel confusion, we can meet again.
It's just really funny because I can see how perfect and effortless and natural it is right now, and even these last few months leading up to coming here, there's been lots of big openings, which there's been fear associated with them also, and then the realization that it's nothing. It's just it is what it is, you know. And I know deep down, like I know in my heart that there's nothing wrong with the next step either, if you know, if you can call it the next step or whatever it is. But yeah, it's I don't know. but no, that has given an extra sense of confidence, I suppose, not in a personal sense, but just letting go,
Yes.
and just staying
Yes.
staying in it, sort of way.
Yes. Yes. I mean, life gives us opportunity also to practice letting go. Practice not in the sense nobody can practice letting go. How can you practice? No, if you practice, then it is not letting go. But life creates opportunity for us to let go, and that is called love. That is love, no? You relax in love, like we are and eating together, relaxed in the pool of. This is a pool of love, in which everybody relaxes. Nobody is given any job. It is nobody's pool. Nobody is loving nobody. Not like I love you, you love me, and we have to kind of keep this feeling alive. Nothing. It's just pool of love. All are just here, you know. So we are given opportunity where you can make a choice of not making any choice. Like this. This is letting go. You let things flow as they are flowing on this dinner table. Like this. In this movement also, because it looks like this teacher is teaching something effortfully is just because it is a projection of the mind which believes that I am making efforts to live life. When you are not so much in that state, then you see what's going on. Neither from this side nor from this side anything is being done. It's just all happening by itself, very sweet, naturally. And it is the mystery. It's not like, okay, all is happening by itself. No, then you are more surprised than ever. Like how exactly everything is happening by itself. But it is a sweet surprise. It's not like a tension or a problem or a stress. Oh my God, I have to reach somewhere. Not like this. That one who has to reach somewhere has been lost in this beauty of love and togetherness and oneness of life. You know? So love is that opportunity. But mostly love is personal and intentional and goal oriented. That's why it doesn't take us long. It does, but it's still not all the way. But if one can find a love where there is no intention behind it, love is the very nature of the moment, that is perfect. One must not miss such an opportunity. You know, so that opportunity has been kind of used well by you. So it's very nice. Okay. I mean, for me, this is the only meaning I have learned so far of love. Love means let go. This is love for me. All the smartness of mind and doer and achievement and all is only a way to avoid letting go. because of the fear. No, we feel fear.
Yeah, it's realizing that once you do start feeling or tasting that love that's coming from in here, this feeling comes like, why would you want anything anything else? Like there is nothing. There's nothing else.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And it feels like this love is so deep in a way that it doesn't need to even, open eyes and look around to whom I should love and, whom I'm loving right now. And just this very open and like love is very this is whole. It is very holistic, like it's just one. It's not like I am loving you. It's just love. Only love. No one loving, like this. Just love, nothing else. It can wash. This is the only thing which can actually wash away the remaining subtle forms of ego. Let your heart burst open like this and wash all the remaining part of the ego and or any disharmony left out in the form of unconscious, blocks of energy and like this, emotions and things like that. It will harmonize everything. This love arising from your own heart harmonizes everything. So, wonderful. Because this love does not really know to. This love does not allow to also. Anywhere it finds something other than itself, it simply removes it. So this resistance that comes from the ego state for this love is natural, but if it continues coming to that area of love, to that field of love, this ego cannot survive. What you have to do? Who are you? Who can do anything? Has you have you looked into yourself? Who are you? Who can do anything? Technically speaking, in the spiritual context, you are a resistance to what is happening. That's all. This ego, I'm talking about ego, not you. You are the love. You are this pure love. I know this clearly, and I meet you all in this manner. But between our meeting, this resistance called ego comes in between. It filters, it controls, tries to control, you know, it tries to control the flow of love also, which could be like a flood and could finish things in just one go, in just one meeting. But it kind of feels like it's a bit too much today. Maybe can we do it tomorrow? Like this, it feels like this. It's okay also. This is also God's desire. It's not anybody's desire. So the resistance called person also is owned by God. You just find out who are you, who is troubled. God is not troubled by this resistance called person in you as you also. So God is not troubled by what you are. The love in your heart is also not troubled by what you are. Then who is troubled actually? Who is troubled in life? Who has any trouble, any confusion or anything in life? This is where awakening is possible. This is where you can bring light and wake up like, oh, you know, we keep using this word I so much, so much. But it is life's own mechanism. The life creates hypnosis through using this word I, where there is no reality of this I separate from the wholeness. It is the wholeness which enjoy the hypnosis of being someone, you know. It's amazing actually to see like this. So what to do now? Like what can we do about it now, you know? We can do anything you want, but first be clear who you are. Let's have a concrete ground where you know what you are and what you have, so that we can use those tools and your capacity also. Like if you are made of ice, then better you stay away from water, lukewarm water or warm water, otherwise you will melt away, you know? So let's know who you are, you know, first. And this is the strangeness of this kind of inquiry, of the directness. The more you check who I am, the less you are found actually. Ultimately, you are not at all found, and you feel very happy. Hey, I'm not found at all here now. I'm very super happy now, you know. It is only the intermediary stages of this melting of the ego where we sense trouble, turbulence, where we are half burnt, half melted, like this. That, oh my God, my life is going out of control. I'm feeling a lot of disturbance in my practical life, like this. Who is feeling these the disturbances in the practical life? The ego, which is melting actually and going to melt completely into oneness, and then the oneness will live through this body, isn't it? I mean, if I'm not making sense to you, please, you can ask now. This is a nice beginning for for this today's session. If you need my help, we can look together. I will only lend my light, nothing else. I don't share knowledge or anything at all to anyone. Only this time and light. You will see, and you will become free if you see clearly. You don't need to learn anything from anybody. Only see clearly what's going on right now. Only right now. Because you will never get anything else other than right now. So if you master right now, you have mastered everything. Like this. So anybody want to say anything? Please, you can.
Namaste, Rajee. Thank you very much for everything. Yesterday, when we were doing the seeing, and you asked if are you ready to let it disappear forever, uh, then I could sense some resistance. I could see that I wanted the scene to be changed in a certain way. So I continued the seeing and came to a point where it kind of just became less important. And another realization happened was what you pointed to, saying that is the road there when we're not seeing it. And then I realized that maybe the simple I'm seeing, sometimes I'm taking it more like a practice. So I'm not really, there is a subtle expectation that some of the things in my life are still there lying somewhere, and that is going to transform. So I
Yes,
could
yes,
see that this is it here and now. This is what I am, and nothing else is there.
yes,
Something like that it
yes,
came.
yes. Very it's a significant seeing, no? It's significant. I mean, I found that all significant scenes are very simple in the nature. Very simple, like this. That's why I insist that it is simple seeing. It's not a spiritual seeing or a special seeing or greater seeing or like this pointed seeing. But it is very good discovery, or you can say acknowledging that we start taking it as a practice. It is not a practice really. It is an attempt. It is a series of attempts, and independent from the past attempts. You know? Every attempt is to really see what's going on right now. Like this. And this is what you can say is hypnosis or the power of mind, that it tries to convert everything into a flow, a continuous flow, and you must break it as much as you can. Every day should be a new day for you, new attempt for you, so that you can disconnect from the past attempts and their results, because those attempts and their memory of the attempts and results only is going to become like a fog and bring expectations and keeps us in the mind only. So be more immediate, like right now. That's how one wakes up. Otherwise, that is what is we are we call a spiritual journey. Slowly, slowly. Like definitely, you are becoming more conscious, but very slowly. It's going to take long time. One day you may wake up fully, but that's going to take long time. But that day could be today only. Like just let go of everything. Fresh, fresh, pointed seeing. It must be a pointed seeing. Pointed in the sense of not focus, but in the sense of being here, like this. So now, can we go further from here if we need to go further from this, what you saw? Like, like, so where you are now, are you still where you discovered this, this, which you discovered yesterday?
No, I can see that I'm only this seeing here and now. But there's some thought forms coming in saying that some action has to be changed, some action has to be taken, pulling me in. But I somehow feel like attitude of I'm just going to be the seeing. I don't know if I can say current seeing or whatever is here now. And so somehow an attitude has come that whatever, I don't want to go with that threat. So right now, Rajiji, what I feel is I'm just here and I am the seeing.
Very nice, very nice. All the dreams will come and go slowly, slowly in front of you. Like they will dance in a way, you can say. They will kind of exhaust themselves in a way. And like this, you will lose all the dreams. There is no such thing as awakening. There is just dissolution of dreams in front of you, in front of this eternal seer you are. If one feels that I was bound and now I am free, that is also happening in the dream. Maybe even subtle dream, maybe, but still it is part of the dream. When one sees only, not bound, not awake, not free, not liberated, just seeing and finding I am this seeing only, like this. This is very, very beautiful. Just do nothing else. Basically, do nothing, not else. There is no else here actually.
Thank you so much.
And that is very nice, very nice. But I suggest that mm, there are mind fields, or you can say energies, which are still they are left in this mechanism of body mind, and they kind of have to be exhausted, and they do get exhausted. And when they are being exhausted, they kind of cover us like a dark cloud sometime, and we may get confused. So for these things, you must learn what to do when you are confused. The same thing. Check what's going on right now, and only stay as the seer as long as in that state you feel there's a need to stay as the seer, or find yourself that I am the seer already. If you can find yourself as the seer, enjoy, like this. So very nice. I don't remember you. Maybe we met before.
Over email, we've communicated, Rajiji.
What is your name?
Susita.
Ah, Susita. Okay. So nice. It was nice to know also like this. It's a very amazing thing, no? To connect through email when we don't know. But we know actually in a way,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's so amazing, no? It's all our great masters' blessing, prasad, I would say, which is being shared in this manner. It's nice.
Thank you.
Who else wanted to talk? You, Arjun.
So, like you were talking about two choices, whether to wake up and live fully, or you live fully and you are awake on other
Yes,
days.
yes.
So,
Yesterday we talked.
yes.
Yes.
And when you asked me what you really want, or who am I, or what suits me, you know? So I didn't know what I really. So I was experimenting with it a little bit, like playing with it in a dance, and I was moving. I was experimenting in a way I was forgetting the seer and like try to get lost in the music. And you really get lost and you are really out of control. You don't know, your hands are all moving automatic, but still there is somebody seeing this all. But that's in a way you are remembering the seer again. And so I wonder, and the other way is, okay, I tried the other way also. You remember the seer again. You remember the seer, not forget the music. You just go with the simple seeing. And you again end up in the same place. So I want to confirm whether the end of like the end, the seer, whether the seer becomes a scene, or will it really kind of merges together, and there's some, the seeing is happening but nobody is seeing, something like that, or yeah, or there is only the seer, or there is only the scene. I don't know how to explain it. I hope you understand.
I do understand. I mean, the one thing, if we can somehow, even if not understanding fully, can accept it a little bit and give a space in our heart, then it helps. It will help us a lot. What I'm sharing continuously is like whose concern is this right now? You know, it's not something like a self-inquiry we are doing together, but I'm just trying to highlight something here. That whose concern is this? You know, is it the concern of that state which is going to be harmonious and free and joyful? No, it is the concern of something else, like your present state, which is not yet free and harmonious and making effort. So want to make sure that whether I'm going in the right direction or not. If you want to go all the way, and this is what I say, all the way means if you want to reach to your full truth, then rather than entertaining any other thoughts like which need knowledge, clarifications, and things like this, more either do the right thing, as I say, but which in your case could be simple seeing, or more focus on who I am really, who want to know these things. It will bring so much light like a flood inside you and will kind of make it will start making things happen immediately where you are trying to reach. So before you understand anything, you are there. So it is like this, that you want to understand things before reaching, or you want to reach before understanding, like this. You can reach before understanding anything. Just focus more and more on this like whose question is this right now, like this. And this is one way. I'm not saying that this is the only way I'm offering. I'm fine with the other way also, where we will discuss and you will still present yourself as someone who understands things and clarifies and like this. That's also fine. But I just felt like sharing with you. It's a very direct way. because all the discussions already assume that we are going to be free in future. You know, like it's like a preparation. All the discussions are like a preparation, like instruction I take from you now and apply tomorrow or at home. But here I feel there is a possibility of waking up right now, meaning finishing the job before even asking how to finish it. This is a possibility here.
So, so when we say right now, this right now includes the desire to achieve something and the desire to understand, and all the ego, everything is part of. So, but there is still doubt whether that's all part of truth again. So it's very relaxing to like listen from you that this is all part of truth. This includes the effort to see, the effort to grow, the practitioner, the knowledge, and at the same time there's a paradox. You can do nothing about it other than, but at the same time you're not satisfied with that.
Yes, I understand this.
Yeah.
Try to understand this, which I'm saying now. Good for everybody, I feel. Like we were yesterday discussing, that what is my job really, what I'm doing here. Am I trying to implant some desire in you that wake up, it is very good for you, wake up? Or what exactly is my job? I'm not really implanting any desire in you that wake up. I'm only supporting or honoring your desire in your heart, which has become prominent inside you, to be free. Like you have already declared inside you that I just want to be free. It's just that still there are things mixed up with that, and you're not clear, first of all, that how to be free or where to go from here now. And I'm again, if I may give you some ideas, some instructions, and that may become another pile of things on top of this desire. So rather doing that, I want to give you more space and light in which you just stay, and things start cleaning up by themselves. So this is all process of purification of your desire, base desire, not desires. You never have more than one desire at any point of time in the base. And there are only two possible desires in the base in any being. This is my understanding of this moment, that either the desire to live life, experience life, or desire to know. And desire to know has to begin is to begin with know yourself first. Then you will know life also. Because without knowing life, you will not be satisfied if this desire has come in you. So my effort is only to honor that desire when I am able to sense that it is here. And then we are talking. So this talk is more and more clarifying, like kind of removing the non-essential parts of that desire, which seems to be very important because of our lack of understanding, let's say, or presence of some partial understanding in the mind. It feels like I need to do this also and that also in order to honor or give energy to my deep desire of freedom. So be more and more clear, really, what do you want? The day you are 100% clear what do you want, that day will be the day of achievement of that desire inside you. So this is the value of clear seeing. Rather than trying to find better techniques, try to be more clear. What do you want? It is like you want to know yourself, and desire to live life also is mixed up yet. It's still there. Although to know yourself is given, the desire to know yourself is given, let's say 60%, 70% energy of yourself. 30% is only given to to desire to live life and experience life, the party of life, I mean. And now somebody comes to your door to sell something, which is like a nice hat for the party, nice shoe, a wristwatch or bracelet. You will buy it because 30% of yourself want to go to the party also. And the 70% will feel kind of what a waste. And you will live in a conflict here. Isn't it like, oh my God, like you are helpless, you will buy it. And you will also feel bad about it. Why I did it again, like this. And this salesman is mind. There's nobody else harming us outside of ourselves. And only this mind, when you give value to, because of the lack of clarity. It is not also not an enemy. It is just giving you options. Do you want a meditation chair, or you want a, ticket to Ibiza or Hawaii or somewhere like this? I want a meditation chair. Okay, go for it. It costs much less. Also, like this. So it is a clarity which you cannot buy from anywhere. You need to have this clarity in yourself in the form of a feeling, not in the form of a thinking. Thinking changes. Feeling, deep feeling will not change. Like you really feel, it is like a thirst you have. Like you are thirsty, want water, and also you are hungry, little bit, and pizza is there. Now pizza will be a very strange thing for your thirst, and water will be very strange thing for your hunger. Like so, one of the two desire has to take ownership of your existence. So see who is the owner of your existence right now in this body: the desire to live or desire to know. No, be more clear about it. It will bring such clarity in your life also. Your path becomes so clean and simple. You find yourself in the right place always, like this. Yeah? So this is my sharing, my contribution to all of you, to kind of provide a sort of a mirror in which you can yourself see that it is not necessary actually now to, at least for some time, to continue partying, which is against my desire for freedom. Afterward, I can party, maybe like this. So so don't break up from the party people. Maybe suspend the relationship for a few days, maybe. But both things cannot mix really, because one goes out, one goes in. Desire to know goes in, desire to experience goes out, like this. These are two different orientations. They are not like which can go parallel. Cannot really. It doesn't mean that when you are going in, you will stop living life outside, but you will live at a minimalistic approach, not too much energy given, like this. I hope it makes any sense. So let your spiritual seeker nature inside you continue spiritual journey, but parallelly you keep sitting every day and keep wondering what's going on really in my life. What do I really want? And this will keep scanning and removing the confusions, the mismatch. You will come to a purity of desire. This is what I want. And this desire, which is pure, does not need any support from outside to fulfill itself, because it is the desire of existence. It is the desire of God. It already has created that path through which it will be fulfilled. A natural flowing happens like this. All the conflicts are confusions only. All the struggle is experienced because of confusions. There is no struggle really in life in that manner.
When you were speaking, something really resonated. Like you asked whether you want to know yourself or to experience. So it feels like even the experiencing, the partying, there is the deep desire to integrate the knowledge, or so underlying desire is to know. I feel, even though there is a desire to experience life also, but so Now the desire is much more clearer, that it is to know, like to wake up and then live fully. I'm not ready to live fully, no courage to live fully now. It doesn't feel like there is
Yes,
still.
yes, yes. Can I also share here a little bit something which maybe like all of you may like it or feel good. But I'm saying experiencing is also actually knowing, or ultimately there is nothing but experiencing, you can say, in a way. Even when we call knowledge, is nothing but experience. It is an instance of experience, more pure than the usual fleeting experiences, you can say. That's what we call knowledge, like something like this, deeper experiencing, subtle experiencing, you can say. So everything is a form of experiencing or knowing, whatever word you choose. But there seems to be a fundamental difference in experiencing life when I is experiencing life versus life is being experienced by itself. So this seems to be a fundamental difference between these two versions of experiencing. And when your I is experiencing life, it experiences, it knows and everything, but I remains a blind spot. Like in Hindi we say, no, diya tale andhera, like darkness under the lamp, like this. And that basically is reflected and experienced in all the things it experiences and knows. So all the things it experiences and knows live in a way under the unconsciousness, you can say, self-unconsciousness, like, which is a joy of the being. Like it doesn't want to know itself yet. It want to enjoy, because the intensity of experiencing is much more when there's a self-ignorance, in a way, you can say. But the purity of experiencing is much more when life knows itself. Purity means like it's just fullest. Like you cannot imagine the purity of experiencing when you know yourself and experiencing life. Because there are no breaks. There is no cost. There is no going back. There is no fear. There is no shrinking back. It's just free, free experiencing. So I feel this is also something to be understood, that you will feel confused sometime, that I actually want to know, and I also feel experiencing, and that will continue like this until we get exhausted, or kind of we don't feel satisfied anymore through the experiencing through I, which is the state of self-ignorance. Then you will want more. I want more now. But that more cannot be achieved in this field anymore now. Now it has to do with everything with this, bringing light onto this I. You have to enlighten this spot. Then only you can achieve more, or you can, how to say, you can extract more juice of living from life now. Now this is a must. And this is where many of us are not clear. We are trying to still find that great technique or approach or lifestyle which can extract more juice of life. You have reached to your maximum. Now you need to know yourself. Know means enlighten yourself. That's all. Enlighten means bring light in. Not enlighten in the sense of spiritual enlightenment. A simple thing, bring more light onto I, the experiencer. A deeper experiencer will be recognized. Deeper is more subtle, more, in a way, less form. Less form. A form is necessary to experience, to know. Formless knows something very different. Like this. So it's good. Just be more and more clear, and everything will be fine. Just, we were just talking, no? That it seems like inside us there is a hurry. I want to finish things quickly. Like even in the spiritual context, why I want to finish things quickly? Because we have this sense that if I don't use this energy right now here, it will be lost in something else. Like I will again go out and party. But in this kind of state, self-recognition does not happen. And even if it happens, you cannot stay focused. You need to be really clear. You need to make a decision like, yes, And once you make a decision that today or tomorrow I'm going to know myself, that is what I say, a clarity of your desire. Then there is no hurry. Like I have to finish quickly. Why you need to finish anything quickly? What is the hurry, by the way? This hurry is also has to do something with this confusion, not being total in your desire or freedom, let's say in this case. Isn't it like that? Otherwise, what is the hurry? Why you want to quickly finish things? Why cannot you wait? Like this, your desire will be tested also. If it can survive for a few days, then it's really a strong desire. Many party invitations come and go, but you don't pick up any. You are still nice, okay. Or even you may pick up the invitation and go also into the party, and yet you are not in the party. You are with this desire only. Like you said, no, still you feel like sensing what is this going on like. You cannot have two centers at the same time. Either your center will be of the one who want to live life or the one who want to know. Like this. So very nice talking to you. Anybody else want to say something?
Namaskar. I could see my heartbeat is up. I don't know. Something is inside bubbling.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to share something and then wanted to have some clarification before I start with the sharing. When the season start in Goa this time, you told me something in a restaurant when we three were sitting, that start talking. You start talking. And I could feel that this two words, I think, changed whole, what we say, I can say game. Before, for many years, whatever I was practicing or experiencing, I could see it was just my mind was showing me that, okay, interpreting or showing something. When I started talking with you, like in the retreat or in the personal, whatever is happening or what is going on. So many clarifications happened and so many things just washed away because my mind was creating and telling, okay, this is happening, which was happening for a few years. I was listening and I was thinking that I'm listening. But actually it was my mind who was making like, okay, yeah, something is happening, this and that. Even when we were online, I was in the focus group, I was listening. That time many things were happening. And I was thinking something is going something great and this. Now this 1.5 months, I could see that was nothing at all. It was just my mind. Now I feel that there is something is happening. I don't know what. I don't know yet what is happening, but still. So I wanted to share with you and with everybody, but this talking with you helped me to open my eyes more. Or maybe I started opening my eyes now. Before I never opened my eyes, was dreaming only. My mind was creating the situations, okay, you are going in a right direction. And I think I would have taken years to go in that direction.
Yes, I can understand what you are saying. I mean, my first statement I want to say is that you are waking up slowly. When I say slowly, I mean I don't want to give impression to your mind that that you are reaching or you have reached. That's what I mean. Slowly, slowly. But waking up is waking up. But we normally sense remaining in me, unawakened part is not really what we see, but it is who sees it. That this part is called unawakened state. The one who sees imperfection inside us, that kind of, I'm not quite there yet. Like these things are not in line with my understanding of awakening. This one is that block of sleep or dream which has to be seen through. Otherwise, there's already perfect awakening inside you. So don't value what you see, value who sees it, the seer. Value means focus, the seer. And like this, if the seer is not true, but it is a mix of seer and some understanding, some sense of knowledge, it will be seen through and you will become free from it. And without correcting anything inside you, you have reached to the perfect enlightenment, let's say. Perfect awakening. Perfect awakening is not the state of affairs in which one declares that this is the perfect state of awakening. Perfect awakening is the state of the being in which it finds everything already perfect as it is. This awakening of the being has nothing to do really with how things are inside or outside. It is how it looks at them. It finds them spiritually growing well, not growing well, close to awakening, far from awakening, like this. So that sleep is in the being, in the seer, not in where it sees and what it finds inside itself. So there is one part of awakening which is more like seen like a growth, like a growth which includes changes of the states within ourselves, understandings and way of looking at things also, up to some degree. And there is another phase, last phase, let's say, second phase of the awakening is where you actually wake up more and more to the fact that I'm not sure, I'm not clear who I am. So it doesn't make sense to blame anything inside me or to judge anything or conclude anything inside me. It makes more sense to first be clear who I am. Then I should look again inside myself, how things are. And once you are clear who you are, then what you see inside yourself is a miracle. It's a nobody living as somebody. It's nothingness, emptiness living as form, as a body, as a mind, as a person also, like a character, no? So you cannot get rid of this feeling that every now and then you will feel, I have just started. You cannot get rid of this feeling. It is a very fundamental feeling. It is the joy of being, to discard all that it has known and start fresh. Because in comparison to what you are knowing now, what you have known is nothing. That's why you feel like, I have just started, as if like this. So it's very, very good. It's very good. And then you're not carrying that load of seeker journey, achievements, like years and like this. You are more fresh, and now you have courage to let go of that load and come back here now, isn't it? So it's very nice. Even the spiritual achievements are coming from the sense of achievement inside us, which is mainly the need to hold on to something, to escape a complete let go into what you are. But you cannot survive for long when the desire has come in you to wake up. It will be seen and will dissolve. When there is nothing to hold, you will fall flat into yourself straight. Even if you scream like, like this, but still you will fall. Nothing can stop you from falling into yourself now, So just don't worry about falling into yourself. More care about what is stopping you. All the achievements are whose declaration? When you say I am very close to awakening, who declares it? The perfect awakened state does not say anything about anything. It doesn't even know that it is called awakened state. Because it doesn't give name to anything. You know, names are given by mind in the human context. But you are has no name. Really no name can be attached to it. So the more the immediacy of life is invaluable for those who want to wake up to the truth. Immediacy. You know. Immediacy is that fire which mind does not like because it is too harsh fire. It want to be lazy and cold and slowly, like slowly it want to kind of go, which is okay. But then it's a very long journey. It is like trying to wake up through experiencing, more conscious experiencing, you can say like this. It's going to take a long time. Nothing wrong in that, by the way. So I'm not saying anything is wrong in anybody or anything. But if you want to wake up fast, you have to change your attitude or your, approach. More focus on what is the problem really at any point of time, or what's going on really, rather than believing anything that is going on like this. Is it fine what you listen?
Very much fine. Even what I wanted to ask also is clarified in this. But still same, which I was asking yesterday, that if something can be looked deeper or linked together and go further.
Yes, why not? I mean, right now, you look that what is past and what is present. Let's, in a very simple way. What is present is truth, what is past is mind. What is present is a being. Present means presence of being. Past means mind. Mind means past. Past basically is nothing but memory of living and memory of knowing also. All the memory of knowledge and everything is stored here. But this freshness of this moment, you are here, but you don't know anything. You don't have any experiences. You are almost like a nothing here. Like you cannot define yourself in any manner. So focus more on this. This is truth. Rest is a story created in the mind based on the memory. When the words like I and you are used, they create a sort of a experience, sort of a sense of reality in the mind when it listens. Because when Rajee says you, there has to be some you, like this is the impression created in the mind. Although there is no you in that manner. Yeah. So all of this can be offloaded, can be, can be left without destroying or removing it if you more focus on this nowness. Give more value to what is here, what is now, rather than what happened. This can only be done through understanding, cannot be done by force. As long as you have value for past, you won't be able to let go of it. Value means there is something important there, like this. An amazing thing is, if you gently, innocently look, who has value for past? You will feel sort of an identity which itself is made of past, has interest in past for obvious reasons. If you are made of sea sand, you will be interested in the sand all the time, isn't it? So what lives in the ego is truth, but the body of the ego is idea, like this, which is past basically, which is like a continuous circle of maintaining the past. This is what is, and also there is a storyline going on here. My story, my life. All is perfect as it is, but it's not true. It's not true. You are truth. You are true. You are not that character which is living this life. You are this here, this here-ness. You are this here-ness. No? So you give more value to your life story. You live as that character which is presented in this story as yourself. So you will live as that basically. You are free to not live also. But maybe abruptly you cannot drop out of your story of life. But you can begin by being here and see where is your life story now and what is the value or credibility of it. You know what I mean? So value more this. It is something so alive and present already. Does not need any effort or evidence to prove itself that yes, I am here. Just give less value to the mind. If you give less value to the past, you have free energy which can experience and know it. This. But when we continue giving value to the past, to the mind, this kind of message looks like a nice philosophy. It's a simple, direct pointing to the truth. But it looks like a philosophy. Wow, here and now, how great it is. No, not this here and now, which I'm not talking about this one. This here and now, which has no name. This here and now, which has no past. You keep living it, it never becomes stale. It remains fresh like a dewdrop. Even after a few minutes, it will be still same. After few years, few decades, few centuries, still it will be fresh like dewdrop. This I'm talking about. And the mind will continue capturing even the experience of thisness. Let go of that also. So keep letting go of that also. Keep focusing again and again on this only. This is the simple way I can tell you. So it's good, like this. Or anything that left, any confusion right now?
This moment, I can't find anything.
Just enjoy. Don't try to find.
Yes.
If you try to find, you will find it. When you have found some joy, some aliveness of this moment, don't try to find anything else. Whatever you know, you experience, is something which is coming and going, changing, in a way. But you are not really coming and going and changing. And if somehow you can focus on this, what I'm pointing, which is not past, which is not memory, which is not something which has happened, So like, if you look at it right now, then you can say there are two things: one which happened, one which is. Which happened is like I know what happened. Like you have some reference about it, and one you have no reference about it because it's so new. Like mind has not captured it yet and declared that this is this. This is valuable. value this, and you are free already. So you can anchor your awareness here in thisness. It will bring all the remaining attention from mind without any effort. This becomes like a energetic magnet. It will pull all the energy of the mind into this. So it's good like this.
Very, 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 very good. It seems like I was missing. I always feeling that this is missing in front. I'm always missing this. This is not in front.
Yes, yes. In front and behind, both are in the mind. This is neither in front nor in behind. You know, there's the ultimate seer of life is also a very subtle form of reflection in the mind only. There is nothing in front, nothing behind. It's just this. Is that this? All the front and behind are kind of a form of projection of the seer onto the emptiness of life. It enjoys as long as it enjoys, and then it scrutinizes that what is this really, and it finds just nothing. You know, it is very important thing somehow. A seer will find every one of you. This mechanism of projection of mind. Everything is being projected. You know, if everything is being projected, then what is real? The seer is real. Everything that you see is a projection. No, like this. That's how we lose interest in what we see. Until then, it remains so valuable and real. You know, so it's nice. Enjoy. If this type of conversation is not useful for any one of you, please you can ask. We can look together into something which you may feel useful for you. Because for me, it is a offer. I'm just offering you. It is a potential. I don't have any agenda that I want to wake you up. No, no. I don't want to wake up at all. Why should I? You enjoy where you are, what you are. Because I know you don't really exist. It is the light of God which is moving in you as you. It's so beautiful to meet you as that all. I mean, it doesn't matter. Languages are different. So my love for everybody, every one of you is free love. Not like, oh, you are very conscious, so I give you more love. Not like this. You will receive more, but I will not give more or less to anybody. You will definitely receive more when you are more conscious, because you are more you have less restrictions, less filtering to embrace anything. You know, like.
प्रणाम जी। मैं हिंदी में पूछना
हाँ, हिंदी में पूछो।
जो आज सत्संग में सारे लोगों ने जो भी सवाल पूछे उनके जवाब में मुझे बहुत फायदा हुआ अभी। और ऐसे कोई खास सवाल नहीं है मुझे पूछने जैसा, लेकिन बहुत धन्यवाद सा फील हो रहा है। और एक चीज बहुत स्ट्रांगली फील हो रही है कि जो भी कुछ हो रहा है उन्हें वो एकदम सही हो रहा है।
And let me translate it also a little bit. as far as I can remember, you are saying that you are immensely benefited by the questions others have asked and the answers, and it feels like something very right is happening. It feels like this. You don't have any. You are saying I don't have any particular question, but I feel thankful and grateful for everything that is happening here right now. It is very nice, no? It's so natural, like Guruji say, no? That the biggest mantra is thank you. He says like this. You can now understand. Like thank you is not like a practice, but even if you can make it a practice, it will break so many things inside you. It will break the ego, basically. Arrogance. Like I'm somebody great. But you are great and you are saying thank you to some ordinary, very ordinary being, thank you. Something feels hurt at first, but you will become free. So this thank you is very valuable. It kind of changes something in you. Like it is amazing, this mantra, thank you. It's really, really amazing. Like we have looked into it in Pune also in different ways, but I still feel some energy to say about it. So it's amazing what you're saying. Even for very normal, let's say worldly region, you say thank you. It has some power. Like it makes you free in some way, like this, because you acknowledge the other. The more you acknowledge the other, the less you live as separate being, isn't it? When I acknowledge the whole world, all the beings, then my sense of separation will be at the minimum, isn't it? Or maybe not at all. Just the pure being and seeing and love, like this. It's a very simple way, basically. But ego does not like these things. Ego wants some great ways to, like a great horse to ride on to the goal of spiritual, awakening, and like this. Things are so simple and available, alive and true right now. But it needs the simplicity of the being to accept or embrace it. Simplicity is not like trying to be simple. It is like not trying to be smart. That's the meaning of it. Just whatever way it is. This whatever way it is the simplicity of the being. So I feel it's nice. Enjoy.
Can I share something? मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसा माइंड भी बहुत स्ट्रांगली कभी आता है, ईगो भी जब स्ट्रांगली कभी आता है, जैसा कि कुछ समय पहले बहुत स्ट्रांगली मुझे आपसे भी शिकायत हो रही थी, तो मैंने वो उस चीज को ऐसा फील किया कि वो भी बहुत अच्छे तरीके से कहीं और पहुंचा दी उस चीज ने, तो कहीं एक ये ट्रस्ट पैदा हुआ है कि जो भी कुछ हो रहा है वो सब कुछ ही अच्छा हो रहा है.
I think this is nice. You are saying there is a trust you are feeling inside that, like, what is happening is all of this is fine, even if mind comes sometime and like this. All of this is part of a much bigger happening, which is very beautiful and harmonious, something like that. You can say it is nice. The stronger the sense of doer inside us, the less we see. The more it starts getting diluted, the more we start seeing. There comes a time, I think, in every being when the sense of doer is very, very weak, like almost like a transparent globe or something. Then you have started seeing the truth actually, that I'm not really doing so much. Things are more happening than I'm doing them, including my spiritual growth also. Like, then you have actually, it is like a rapid awakening part of your phase of yourself, you can say, when you start seeing that I'm not really even doing this process of awakening or sadhana and like this. Like there's some other power who is kind of doing things in me, like this. It's nice. Because unawakened state is nothing but the belief that I am the doer of my life. But who is caught up in this belief is not really a doer, it is the seer of life. Like this. The pure awareness is it seems like it gets hypnotized in some way. So the voice inside us which says I am the doer, it's just the voice without any body really. Plus the attachment of the awareness that you are, the consciousness that you are. So it is not the voice which is troubled. It is you who is troubled, who can live a free being as a free awareness, but is not living like that. So just check who is troubled. This hypnosis will break. Something like this you can say. The voice will still be voice in the mind. Voice of mind is harmless basically if you don't listen to it. But why you will not listen to it if it looks so important? When something more important you have found inside yourself, then you will not listen. Like something is thisness. You try to open your eyes towards the mind and you are not able to open actually, like you feel like mind brings great philosophies and like this. You feel no, I'm fine. I'm fine, I just don't want to open my eyes. So much joy and rest and like one thing I felt also is very significant that is felt is sense of completion. You feel kind of very deep sense of completion inside you as you are coming home, which cannot be sold, like cannot be compared by anything else inside outside. Mind cannot sell you anything now when you have started feeling this sense of completion inside you, whether it takes few seconds, few minutes or hours or days, but now you are merging more and more into yourself. You don't even care whether it is called awakening or not. It's fine. Somebody says your fellow traveler say, no, it's not awakening yet. So it's fine, okay. I'm happy, very peaceful, very joyful. And I'm okay if it is not called awakening. I don't want to achieve awakening anyway. You know? Troubled beings want to achieve awakening, no? But when you're happy, well, you say it's fine. I mean, I'm maybe the last one who is going to enter the gate of nirvana, but I'm kind of happy right now. Isn't it true like this? The troubled being one is rushing here and there and trying to achieve things. A untroubled being is more peacefully enjoying what is wherever it is, no? So it is okay if at first you don't understand what is happening to you. If it is authentically peaceful and peace is growing and contentment and sense of completion inside you is growing, I feel it is valuable. You must give it a chance also and see where we go. If it is not authentic, again something will come up. Then you can go on with your chosen path or practice or effort. Is it not like this? Because I myself have overlooked the simplicity of the being for so many decades actually. And then after getting defeated by all my efforts, not reaching anywhere, not reaching where I wanted to reach, I kind of found myself just like this, like really free for some time. Really free means just not doing anything because I cannot do anything now, like this. No way to go. All the ways have been explored, like this. Then this obviousness of the being was acknowledged so naturally. Like, how could I miss it? How could I miss this simple thing? That I'm always here. I'm always here. And if I'm always here, why I was searching? And what? It kind of became very ridiculous in a way. This searching for truth, seeking for myself became very strange in a way. Like, what is this? I feel it is a common experience of the beings who discover this obviousness. Why? What is this really? Like this. This is I feel like you are opening your eyes in a way. So anybody else want to use this time now? Otherwise, we will end this meeting soon. You want to say something?
Thank you. I really don't know what to say, but I want to take this opportunity to connect with you and just ask you to help me, I guess, give more value in this moment to the seeing, because attention is going to some doership. And I see there's like a residual belief that something can be achieved, and habitual overlooking of thisness. And as you brought our attention to thisness a few moments ago, it was very clear. And then, yeah, so.
I would like to share with you something very fundamental, which can be useful for everybody actually. That as we start, let's say, seeing within ourselves what's going on, which is the means to reach to your natural restful state of the being, then it seems we have a rejection to what is going on. You know, there seems to like we have a rejection, very strong sometime very subtle. So right now, what's going on inside you is totally perfect. Like some energy is going to the sense of doer. It's fine. It is totally fine. You are only seeing. No? Why it should not be there? You know? Because there is still some sense of desire to, like, which is kind of giving this feeling that it is not nice. This sense of doer should not happen, should not be here, or I should not be caught up in it. This I should not be caught up in it is the blind spot. It is like an invisible hand through which you are still holding something. Don't hold, only see. So like, rather than trying to remove anything from the view, try to more focus on that faculty or part of yourself which has any rejection for it. Like why it should not be like this. You know, like that part is the blind spot, like remaining sense of control, we can say in a way. Like it needs sense of control, like this is a sense of control, which rejects. No? Because this is a free flow, it is like a free space. It is not in anybody's control. Like complete freedom, like this is space. And anything which remains. So the sense of doer that you are seeing is not the real. The one who is seeing that there is a sense of doer is the sense of doer actually. See that. The one who has rejection for the sense of doer is the real sense of doer, subtle sense of doer, which you kind of want to keep things under control.
I can see that. I can feel it. I can feel that it's a familiar felt sense that I would call me.
Yes.
But I also, I see it as a feeling, and I've seen it many times dissolving. So I also have memory that it comes and goes.
Yes.
And can be seen.
Yes. Actually, what is important is to not give up the effort prematurely. You know, so even when you found a nice space inside you, like where there is no sense of doer, like it looks like perfect, still continue. Continue is a very simple thing. If you can continue, you are there. And this there is the sense of doer. Sense of doer is not like a somebody doing anything. It is more like a tendency of doing. This tendency of doing has to be exhausted in some way. How it will be exhausted? Best way is explore the truth inside yourself. So when there is no sense of doer, explore the truth. When there is sense of doer, explore the sense of doer. Like this. And this way you are guaranteed to to not fall in the traps of mind. You know? So when there is nothing happening, when all life is beautiful, that is the most important time to be alert and not start eating this joy yet. No, stay alert. Like continue the same rule. Same rule applies here. What's going on now? This what includes experience and experiencer both, seen and the seer both. So what's happening is this is happening and I am seeing it. So all of this is in the light of your what's happening right now, what's going on right now. Like this, like a stable light which covers all. Just don't do anything else. Okay? You see this? I mean, I'm 100% sure that one day, if not together, in somewhere, we all will be sitting. Maybe me and you will be sitting together and you will be doing like this. It was such a strong dream. You will say like this. You will say like this. Like, which includes everything that we have seen, experienced, including the spiritual growth and sense of achievement, and then seeing the futility of spiritual achievement. Because spiritual achievement also, for the one who want to fully wake up, brings a fundamental, introduces a fundamental mistake. The achiever. It introduces achiever. That's the problem. Don't be free from achievements. Just be free from achiever. You are free. So this achiever is this tendency of doing. Life is not going to become perfect tomorrow. Life is perfect right now, as it is. And it is perfect to life. If it is not perfect for you, check who are you, for whom it is not perfect. Your state is perfect, state of perfect awakening right now. If it is not, check why you feel it is not perfect. Only expose this part, it will kind of melt away in this openness that you are. Openness will remain happy, content, complete in itself. Don't entertain anything that arises in you. It will take you to a sort of a journey for the time being, if not long. Even for 1 minute, few minutes, it is sometimes not tolerable to you when you have started living your natural state. And it feels like, what happened again, So like, so I can correlate with what you're saying. That's nice, no? So it's good.
And I really resonate with this and feel the perfection even of this apparent turbulence. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, remember the immediacy. Immediacy is the key. Anything which is not immediate, you can say is mind. Where strategy, approach, path, trying to reach, all of this is mind. Immediacy is the fire of truth. Nothing else survives here except truth. So stay in the immediacy of life. Whenever you feel troubled, come back again here. Okay, let's see what survives. Only the fire of truth will survive, which is the joy of the being, which is the experience of love actually. But to the ego, it looks like fire. To the being, it is the sweetest embrace of itself. Love, pure love. And this is love. Thisness is love, pure love. It is just embracing itself. No, nobody else here. Doing good? Anything you want to say?
I don't know if you want to say something. That'd be nicer, I feel.
I mean, is there anything troubling you left? Anything you want, anywhere you want to go? You know, like anything.
Right now, I don't feel.
You're just perfectly here.
Yes, I feel so.
And when these kind of words are used, like perfect, sometimes somebody reported me that I was perfectly sitting until you said that are you perfect or not? Like this, isn't it? So who gets troubled by this idea when I said are you perfect? Mind, of course. Being does not buy anything like this from outside. It produces everything inside itself and eats it. So it is the mind which still is there, and doubts are there that maybe I'm not perfect. And the moment I say, the doubt arises, or given value. Doubt is given value. Yeah, maybe I'm not perfect. That's why Rajee is saying like this. No, I cannot challenge the being by speaking like nothing can challenge the being, but mind can be challenged. So I'm just trying to challenge your mind. Is there anything left which can be challenged? That's what I mean.
Right now, it appears not.
No, that's nice. Then our conversation ends here.
Still nice to have a conversation.
Yes, it is nice.
Yeah.
It is. It feels love, no? Like this is love.
Yes.
And there is no need to have any reason for it.
Yes.
But in love, there is no higher or lower. No. Because in love, there is no two. This is love. And this love is tested by those who sacrifice themselves into this love, into this fire of love. Sacrifice not like a bad thing, but sacrifice means they let go of their sense of separation for this. And this love is tested in this manner. Like basically nobody can taste this love except love itself. And if you have started enjoying this love, which is pure light, it is a good fortune. Because you have started detaching yourself from this sense of separation already. And you are coming home naturally, lovingly, joyfully. It's nice. So very good. Enjoy. I think this is a good time then we end this meeting. Thank you.